I would say my favorite professor was definitely Dr. David Test, because first I'd never met a professor who said to his students, he told us when we submitted our assignments, never put them into the plastic sleeves. And it was funny because he would say, because if you do that, it takes me a long time and it's going to piss me off. And so that was one of the things that I loved about him, because he was really authentic. You would never hear professors say that. But the thing that he did that made me a better teacher and ultimately a better professor was he was the very first, and I believe the last professor I ever met who would admit that he made a mistake. And by that I mean, if he asked a question in class and we all attempted to give an answer, but it was clear that we were not anywhere in the ballpark, he would say to us, you know what, maybe I need to rephrase the question, because if you guys are not understanding what I'm saying, and it appears as though most of the students don't understand what I'm saying, it must be the way I asked the question. And I had never before or since met someone who, when they asked the class a question and everybody was on the wrong page, that professor actually admitted, maybe it's me. Let me rephrase it. If he gave us an assignment and it was the same thing, if most of our assignments were a bit off, he said, you know what, maybe I made a mistake. Let me go back and correct myself. And so having someone model for you, admitting that if there's a problem in class, let me take the responsibility and let me not penalize the whole class for what could be a mistake that I made. So that's definitely what made him, Dr. David Test, my favorite. And since then, I do admit when enough students in my class are kind of missing the mark, I'll say it must be me. Let me reconfigure my question, or let me help you. Let me clarify something to help you guys understand a little bit better. So hands down, my favorite was Dr. David Test.